Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yandan with Evening News. The headlines. President Droupadi Murmu presents national awards on the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Stresses on the need to create healthy atmosphere for Divyangjan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds accomplishments of Divyangjan. Nation pays tribute to the first president, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, on his 130th birth anniversary. And Kezhaseluo Pienyü defends Hornbill Naga Wrestling Championship title. Now the news in detail. President Droupadi Murmu today conferred the national awards for the empowerment of persons with disabilities for the year 2021 and 2022 on the occasion of International Day of Persons with Disabilities at a function in New Delhi. National awards for 2021 were given to 25 individuals, institutions and organizations, while for 2022, the national awards were presented to 29 individuals, institutions and organizations for their outstanding achievements and work done towards empowerment of persons with disabilities. Speaking on the occasion, Murmu said the objective of the International Day of Persons with Disabilities is to promote awareness about the issues concerning disabilities. The President stressed on the need to create a healthy atmosphere for Divyangjan so that they can live a dignified life and also participate in political, social, economic, cultural and sports activities without any discrimination. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has lauded the fortitude and accomplishments of Divyangjan on the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. In a series of tweets today, Modi said the government has undertaken numerous initiatives which have created opportunities for persons with disabilities and enabled them to shine. He said the government is equally focused on accessibility, which is reflected in the flagship programs and creation of next-generation infrastructure. The Prime Minister appreciated the efforts of those working at a grassroots level to bring a positive difference in the lives of persons with disabilities. The nation is paying tribute to the first President of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, on his 130th birth anniversary today. President Droupadi Murmu paid floral tributes at Rashtrapati Bhavan. In a tweet, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said Dr. Prasad was a legendary leader who epitomized courage and scholarly zeal. Modi said Dr. Prasad was firmly rooted in the country's culture and had a futuristic vision for India's growth. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar, in his message, said Dr. Prasad will always be remembered for his simplicity, integrity and compassion for all. In an effort to create inclusive education, Nagaland Board of School Education (NBSC) is launching a chatbot, an online tool for specific learning disabilities (SLDs) in honor of International Day of Disabled Persons today. NBSC said the SLT Help Desk is a chatbot that will provide support to parents, teachers and students and address queries related to SLTs. It has been developed in partnership with non-profit Change Inc. Foundation, Delhi, and can be accessed on the board's portal nbscnl.edu.in. NBSC has requested schools to avail all information regarding SLTs for identifying such students and asked heads of institutions to disseminate the facility to teachers and students. Deputy Commissioner Kohima Shanavasi has banned all gambling activities, including dice games, in and around Kohima town, with immediate effect. The order noted that such activities were not only illegal but also creates public nuisance and disrupts the peaceful atmosphere of the town. It warned of strict action against defaulters as per relevant law. This news comes to you from All India Radio Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News on Air app and YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. In view of the forthcoming general election to Nagaland Legislative Assembly 2023, the Election Commission of India organized a two-day video conference on November 29 and 30 to assess preparedness and ground situations in the state. The first day of the video conference was conducted with Chief Electoral Officer Nagaland, State Police Nodal Officer, and Deputy Commissioners and District Election Officers and Superintendents of Police of Dimapur, Kohima, Mukukchung, Beren, Pek, Bogopudo, Woka, and Zonuputo. DCs and DEOs and SPs of the remaining districts took part in the conference the next day. An interaction was also held with the Chief Secretary, Director General of Police, and administrative heads of various state departments. Various events were held on the third day of the ongoing Hornbill Festival at Kohima. To revive the dying indigenous game, the Department of Tribal Affairs organized the second edition of the Catapult Target competition today. A total of 18 participants from cultural troops of Zeliang, Semi, Rengma, Buchuri, Kachari, Ao, Kuki, and Chagasang took part in the contest. Imna Sinepao emerged as the winner, while Akam Nukched, Ao, and Kaminhao Kuki stood first and second runner-up, respectively. Meanwhile, the Planning and Coordination Department hosted a painting competition on the theme Nagaland for Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, as part of the SDG One-Stop Destination, with an objective to visualize SDGs from the lens of Naga culture and heritage. The competition was won by Chorovello Ringa. Secretary Tribal Affairs Department Chimbemolota has called for the society to encourage ethnic groups to maintain their ethnic diversity and identity. Speaking at a folk dance and song festival celebrated under the theme Cultural Mosaic at NSF Solidarity Park, Kohima yesterday, Chimbemo said participation through cultural exchanges will strengthen ethnic identity. He said Nagaland is rich in cultural heritage, with all its tribes that have different languages, customs, and food habits. Chimbemo said the main objective of organizing the cultural mosaic was to suggest a form of multiculturalism, as India is the land of culture and tradition. He said etiquette, style of communication, values, and beliefs are vital components of Indian culture, which makes it a very unique country. Highlights of the festival included lighting of bonfire as well as cultural performances by a variety of tribes. 24-year-old Kezhaseluo Pienyü from Kohima village defended his title at the 15th International Hornbill Naga Wrestling Championship 2022 organized by Nagaland Wrestling Association that was held at Amphitheatre Naga Heritage Village, Kisama today. In the final, Venuzo Dauho won the first bout, but defending champ Pienyü upped his game and went on to win the next two bouts. Pienyü is the son of late Thefusana Pienyü and stands 6.3 feet tall and weighs 129 kilograms, while Dauho hails from Tenizo village on the Pek district. He stands 5.10 feet tall and weighs 98 kilograms. The champion walked home with a cash prize of 1.2 lakh rupees, while the runner-up received 80,000 rupees. Rukukoto Kezo and Vemile Tungo backed the third and fourth positions of the championship and received 40,000 and 20,000 rupees, respectively. Altogether, 24 wrestlers from Mangami Sports Association, Chagasang Wrestling Association, and Zeliang Wrestling Association participated for the championship title. In amateur tourist category, Rokovio Limai from Senapati district emerged as the champ, followed by Sentilong Imchen from Mogukchung district as the runner-up. Lao Jako and Lima Sinap Imchen stood third and fourth, respectively. 12 wrestlers, including one from UK, took part in the competition. Earlier, Bolen Dep Rengma Ho President graced the occasion as the special guest and later gave away the awards to the winners. And now 20 news, here are the main points again. President Droupadi Murmu presents national awards on International Day of Persons with Disabilities, stresses on the need to create a healthy atmosphere for Divyangjan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds accomplishments of Divyangjan. Nation pays tribute to first President Dr. Rajendra Prasad on his 130th birth anniversary. And Kezhaseluo Pienyü defends Hornbill Naga Wrestling Championship title. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.